Leos. I'm going to move around here a little bit. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that are brand new, my name is Patty. I'm your empath that's doing your divine intuitive tarot. And that is also mixed with astrology and numerology. If you've never been here before, welcome. I appreciate you showing up, and I would hope that something resonates with you. And I'm going to, this stupid light is going to drive me nuts because I see it in my glasses. I might take my glasses off. Anyway, welcome. This is a different kind of a tarot than what you're probably used to, because this is more divine driven, and it's divine driven for you to get through your challenges, your goals, your path in life, any questions that you're trying to get through and ask divine about. So this is something that divine is directly relating to you, hopefully, in your challenges and everything that you're going through. And then I mixed astrology and numerology with it because divine is energy, so is the universe. So I think it's really important to make sure that I'm on track. So, and I may not be on track with everybody, but there is something that'll probably resonate with you here. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you like it well enough to like, share, subscribe, and bring another friend next time you come. I do also do moon and retrograde readings, and we also have daily readings for 1 minute. If you want to watch those, subscribe and hit the bell. Otherwise, we're going to get started. All right, so for those of you that are brand new, I am going to pick one oracle that is from the divine, for the divine, your message, pretty much, directly to you. And then the current energy is the second card, and the future card is the astrology, the planets. But I also mix divine in that, because they usually, to be honest, most of the time the third card and the first card are almost the same, or it's in relation to the same thing, and sometimes have the same numerology. So it's very interesting. So let's see what divine has to say for you guys today. And then at the very end, I'm doing something different. I'm going to do this through the month of June, that I'm going to do love and relationships at the end. I'm going to pick a couple oracles, because a lot of the time divine does not talk about love, because he's trying to have you focus in on yourself. But I do know that people like to hear about that and want to know if there is love coming their way. So I will be doing that at the end of the June. And I should have put that on everyone's, but so share that if anybody didn't get that. I am going to be doing that, love and relationships at the end all the time. All right, so our current card out for divine is the Raven. Woo! I love the Raven. You know, the Raven is a very smart bird. Very, very smart. Ah, konnichiwa. How do you know? Nihongo doshite shiteru desu ka? Nihongo doshite? Woo, subarashi. Anyway, the Raven is about magic, coincidence, and synchronistic events. I don't believe in really magic. I believe in miracles. And coincidence, I don't believe in that to the point that things are just coincidental. I think things happen in our life for a reason. I think things happen for our path and our growth. We either learn the lesson or we don't, one of the two. And the Raven is about the number 10. Okay, the number 10 is something ending or beginning. We always hear about that, right? I mean, if you've watched tarot, you already know about the number 10. Something's going, something's coming, something's dying, something's starting. There's the death and a rebirth. You're going to hear that. It's transformation card, okay? But the Raven is really a phenomenal bird if you look at the history of it. A lot of mythology, a lot of biblical as being unclean kind of a bird. However, the bird gets used a lot to show lessons in life. Okay, so divine is just sharing that with me. I don't know why. We'll probably find out here in a second. But just know that he uses things. I'm trying to articulate this. He uses things that you would not expect in a manner to help you in a lesson and grow in a lesson. It's sort of like when we come across somebody who's poor and we have empathy for them. Maybe somebody got on hard times and they ended up homeless or whatever. We have empathy for them, but we judged them before we even knew their situation. Okay. So when if we look at a situation, we think, oh, they're just a bum and a drunk. We've, as a human being, judged them before they open their mouth and share their experience. And that is that maybe they were a concert pianist. We have somebody, I think it's in Portland, who was a concert pianist, fell on his bad luck, divorced, kids were killed in a car accident. Horrible, horrible. But we've already just said, oh, he's a bum and whatever. This is what the Raven is saying. Expect something to come out of the unexpected for good. And that'll be your lesson, and that'll be whatever that is. I've got major goosebumps for somebody. I don't know. Joy is your current card, and that is the number 10 again. This is going to bring joy. This is almost when you look at, I won't get biblical, but if you look at the life of Jesus, he really was a homeless man. He was a carpenter, but he was a wanderer, if you want to call it a gypsy or whatever. He was a wanderer. He had no money. He had nothing. So something from nothing is going to become something. Did that make sense? Okay, because this is about a transformation process. This is the future card, transformation. Transformation, transformation. I just did something about transformation for a Get Balanced 2020. And in fact, I'm doing perseverance, a video on perseverance I'm putting together. So this is butterfly transformation. This is number 7. This is about your potential and ambition. I don't know how many times number 7 has shown up this week, guys. I don't know how many times. It is crazy, 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 crazy. So just know that this is a process and something is changing now. But the something that is changing, we got to look at the Divine's card, because something that you will not expect, you're going to be blown away and say, wow, I never expected that from something like that or from that person. They're just going to blow your mind, and it's going to bring you joy. Oh yeah, bring you joy, bring you happiness. First card out. Okay, this is first card out. I'm going to do a 7-card spread, which is, it is called the, what do you call it? The horseshoe. Of course, when I first started doing tarot, first thing I saw was horseshoe. Oh, horse. But I do use it sometimes. And I just this week I've wanted to use this. So this is going to be a horseshoe. So bear with me a little bit. And then I'm going to use some oracles. I did this last time. Everything's upside down. Then just so you guys know, things might be a little bit off for you guys, because remember, if you haven't watched the full moon and the retrograde video, watch that. We've got 3 retrogrades going on that are just creating all kinds of mischief. The mischief is in communication and misunderstanding. So if you're having any problems at work or school or wherever that there's misunderstandings going on, step back for a second, because that is the Mercury retrograde. We got Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto going on, and there's going to be misunderstandings. But you need to step back and just own yourself and what you're going to do to control yourself and how to make yourself understood and make yourself more clear, because this is about you understanding somebody else and them understanding. So it's going to take a lot of time to clear the air, pretty much. Okay. So first cards out, of course, was the 3 of Cups. And the 3 is about acknowledging. And I'm going to say acknowledge whatever this, somebody's going to come to you and blow your mind. And something is going to happen to blow your mind. Acknowledge it. Thank them. Let them know, wow, I never expected this. Something is going to happen. And your intuition's going to know it right when it first happens. This even might have something to do with money. I'm not saying you're going to win anything. I'm not a psychic. I don't do that. If the divine doesn't tell me it, I don't do it. Okay, I will answer a question, but I won't do a full reading. Sorry. I will answer a question at the end. So if you have one question, I will answer that at the end. All right. But this is going to be something that I'm not going to say you're going to win lottery. You're not going to say, but something might just come up a little bit like unexpected that you may like, oh, wow. It's sort of like when you get one of those bills that you're like, crap, I need $100.25. I don't know what you use in Germany, but just hypothetically. But the thing is that you might say, I just need $100.25. And then all of a sudden the mail, you get $100.25. Sort of something of that nature. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I say that I get this feeling that because it's going to bring you joy, it's going to bring you less stress. Welcome, Champagne. Welcome. So this is a good thing. Just be mindful of it. And the other thing too, if that does happen to you, if something blesses you or rewards you in that manner, don't forget it's not supposed to end with you. So if you got $100 bill and then for some reason all of a sudden 120 comes up, buy somebody a coffee or something. You were blessed, so bless somebody else. Okay. That's just for somebody. That's not going to happen for everybody, but this is a beginning of a transition. This is sort of a pay it forward. It's like it didn't end with you, it went through you. So this is a transition. This is what the bird also shows, is the birds fly. So the birds pick up and they drop things off somewhere else. This is something that is going to happen through you. It doesn't stop with you. Just put it that way. If you get a blessing or a reward, you just don't just say, ho, 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 I got it all for myself. No, say, okay, this needs to, even if it's a little piece of it. And it might be in good news or information. It's like when somebody says, they're pregnant, they tell the family because they want the family to have joy in that pregnancy. Okay. So I don't know who that's for. So just remember, it's coming. It's coming. So we do have a new transition starting for somebody. This is a beautiful transition. We'll get this probably a little bit more in the love and relationship at the end because there is two people involved. Now there's also two, it could have to do with work. Somebody might be meeting somebody new that is going to help them in their work process. But this is a win-win situation for somebody. The only thing I'm going to say is you have the choice to allow that person in or not. So it's sort of like when we have a situation where we need to grow, we have that choice to not grow or move forward. Okay. We can say, when it's choices and decisions, guys. Everything that you're going to do from this point forward is your choices and decisions, because somebody's got some things going on in their life that they're noticing the changes beginning to happen. This is not only for you, but you're paying attention to it. You're listening to it. You're awakening to it. I don't know who this is for, but this is happening to the world, but it's a choice whether you want to just say stuck behind with the past stuff and think that that's going to be good, all good and dandy in the future. However, it's not. We have to transform and change. Somebody out there, whoever is watching and listening, is sort of seeing these little synchronistic events happening. I call them the dot to dot. This is our destiny. You're meeting certain people, and that's bringing you to the next thing. You're making things happen, and you're going to the next thing. And maybe something's opening up, and that's bringing you to the next thing. You're seeing things happen. Pay attention to that, because right now it's transforming. It's happening right now. And the thing is, if you pay attention, because you're putting all that old stuff and you're not sweeping it under the rug. I just saw it. They're so funny. So I saw this rug being pulled up and they're sweeping it underneath the rug. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is you're taking that rug and throwing it away. You're taking that broom and it's going off a cliff. That dirt is going off a cliff. You're never going to see it again. You're never going to worry about it again. You're going to keep moving forward because that's not going to help anyway. So don't do that. I'm going to have to find a visual of the rug. It's one of those old, in the old days, our parents used to weave the rugs with rags, and it was this big round green rug that somebody was lifting up and sweeping under. Wow, that was a visual. Definitely. Thank you for that, Divine. I appreciate that. So it is going to bring you joy. And you know why? Thank you. They're saying it's going to bring you joy because you're going to have peace. You're going to be more relaxed. You're going to be less stressful, whatever this is for somebody. Okay, I don't know what this is. It does. We do have the last card out as strength. This is also somebody's weakness because they give up too easily. It's like, oh, it's not working out, so screw it. They give up too easily. You need to go that extra mile. For somebody, that you just need to go that little bit of an extra mile. Because that extra mile is where your reward is going to be. So many people stop right before the reward. That's the perseverance and the resilience of a person. And then they're like, And you know why people give up? You know why people give up and they stop? Wow, that was a lot of cards. I'm going to shuffle again. Guys, if these cards were supposed to come up, please bring them up again. That's too many cards. Is they give up because that's the human part of them. Because they're not praying, they're not meditating, they don't have trust, they don't have belief in the second dimension. Yeah, I can give you I can give you a full reading if you want to contact me through an email. But if you feel like you need to ask a question, what is that? Shannon? Then I will be very glad to answer it if the divine has an answer for you. Definitely. But I can't do a whole reading. Sorry. That wouldn't be fair to everybody else also. So that's one thing you're going to have to think about, because what do you have to hold on to? Do you hold on to when you get to that point where you're about ready to quit? This is for somebody where you're about ready to quit. Are you going to just stop and say, screw it? Or are you going to say, I need somebody, divine, God, whoever, I need this strength. I need to keep this going. If this is of your will, keep it going. Keep me going strong. Give me the resources. Give me the strength. Give me the perseverance. Get me through this. And if it's of his will, you'll go. And that's your journey. And then once that happens, oh my gosh, guys, oh my gosh, I've been both sides of the track. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. I think I'm going to have to do a video on the miracle of my business, because he was so in it and I was so against it. It was just phenomenal. I was so against it, but he wanted me to do it. And wow, it brought me a lot of blessings. Okay. Somebody's had some struggles with a person here, though. Definitely some struggles with somebody not being very nice, sort of screwing them over. Somebody really thought they had a friendship with somebody, and they had the opportunity and everything there. Everything was going really, really good. Beautiful, beautiful opportunity with someone. And somebody exposed themselves to who they really are. It's also like somebody got really vulnerable. They were following their intuition that they could trust this person, and that person betrayed them, told something that they shouldn't have told, and it really rocked the boat and really changed, and it probably ruined that friendship and relationship completely. But this person was really exposed. I mean, it's like somebody telling your deepest, deepest secret that you have held for so long, and you finally trusted somebody to share that with. And that person, instead of keeping it to themselves, confidential between you two, went and told somebody, and it caused a lot of problem. I don't know who that's for. Shame on them for doing that. And Divine watches that, because Divine doesn't like gossip whatsoever. Because it definitely ruined something for your future for a little bit. I don't know who that's for. It did create a lot of problem and chaos, and you weren't able to stay calm through that. I don't know who that's for. And that's why strength is going to really, really be needed. Okay, for this and for you to get through this. And this is a synchronistic event that happened. And this is something that I'm going to share this with somebody, because this is really important, that you don't go within yourself and shut down, because that person was wrong. That person was, but there's a lesson in that you learned it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to share that, because why that person did that is they are insecure. Okay. They're insecure with themselves. They have low self-value in themselves. So they had to make themselves look better than you, which is a freaking wrong thing to do. but don't let it stop you from growing and loving and being vulnerable in your future, because there will be somebody that cherishes that deep, dark part of you that needs to come out. How I know that? I've been there. I kept my sexual abuse secret for many, many, many years. Okay. And the thing is, with the deep, dark secrets, you lose your self-value, you lose your self-esteem, you lose your self-worth, and that kind of a thing. But with coaching and with growth, and my a lot of my coaching was divine, is that I grew to love myself, and it was okay to love again and share and be vulnerable again. So somebody, don't be stuck on the one person who messed up and betrayed you, or shared a secret, or shared something they shouldn't have done, or did something they shouldn't have done. Just know that they did that because they're even more insecure than you are. The courage it took for you to come out and share a secret, or share something that you didn't share with maybe anybody else or maybe one other person, that takes phenomenal courage and strength. I have got goosebumps for somebody, and I commend you personally for that, because that is not easy. I commend you personally. Divine loves you for sharing yourself and your story, because not only what happens through my sexual abuse and through my talking about it, it helped some other children. It also helped some other people get through their healing. Okay. So whatever these synchronistic events, they may be freaking painful right now. However, they will bring you joy, because this is a transformation process. Okay. It is going to grow you, grow you, grow you, grow you. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So be really, really mindful. There is a lot of joy in here, but there's also pain. So we can't have the pain with and not have the growth, the transformation, because that's the joy, that's the reward. It is not a coincidence all this is happening. It is not. I disagree with this card as far as coincidence. They should put in miracles. It is a miracle. It is a synchronistic event. It is something that is supposed to happen. All right. That's the only thing on those cards that I do say. All right. So I am going to do love right now. I'm going to pull a couple oracles right now. Oops, hang on a second. I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to see what's going on. Yes. Yeah. So you got to really pay attention to the process that you're in, not somebody else's. So again, when we're talking about transformation, you cannot be looking at somebody else. You have to look at what your transformation and your process and what you are doing to affect the whole situation. Because you'd be really, really surprised, guys, Leos, if you change or if you do something, you'd be surprised at how people follow you. You know, my daughter at one point told me, Mom, people listen to you. I'm like, no, they don't. She goes, they listen to you. And she gave me some examples, and I'm like, wow, I never paid attention to, I didn't think my information or my wisdom was that important. But I didn't realize how many people I affected, and I'm glad it was in a positive way. But I had no clue at that point in time. And I think that's why the divine said to me one day, now go and teach. And I'm like, teach what? I didn't know what he talked. And then my daughter sort of confirmed without even knowing it, Mom, people listen to you. And I'm like, but why? But it's not my wisdom. It's divine's wisdom. All right. It's not my wisdom. This is divine's wisdom. So I guess it's maybe in that. All right. So we're going to move to love and relationships at the moment here. And then if there's any questions, you can definitely ask them. Yeah. Champagne. Yeah, you're right. There's ego is you got to look at ego's pride. And divine does not like pride, because then that means you're yourself. You're thinking of yourself first, right? So divine doesn't like that, because you should be thinking of his way first, not your way. Because let me tell you, earthly ways and human ways can really get us messed up in a roller coaster ride, can't they? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what spam chat is. I don't pay attention to spam chat. If people don't listen to what I say and they keep asking, I just sort of block it out. So, yeah. All right. So here we go. The Hawk Prince. Now, the Hawk Prince is about spirit communication and paying attention. Remember, we've got to pay attention to the synchronistic events. So what's happening if you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship, or maybe there's signs of a relationship coming and you are not seeing this? That is you not paying attention. That is not you looking at the synchronistic events, the destiny. This is a really big thing, because it's the number 11, which is the number 2, which brings things together or separates them. So it's going to be up to you to pay attention. You've got a transformation going here, even in a love relationship or a relationship. This is a transformation process to bring you joy. Okay. Not everybody's going to have this in their life right at the moment, because love isn't in everybody's reading right now. It's just not. However, again, if we pay attention to our intuition, our current energy is joy. It's going to bring a celebration because you're paying attention. Okay. And you're paying attention to what is connecting. Okay, should I go out with them? Should I not go out? I don't know how many dates I've turned down because I've talked to them on the phone, and I'm like, while I'm talking to the person, I'm asking divine, am I getting this correct? I just don't feel like I should be going out with them, even though I want to go out. And I'll get sort of a darker, lower vibrational feeling going on, and I'm like, nope, that's not it. So I'll politely say thank you. I appreciate it. It's really nice to know you, but, I don't think we're a good fit. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not going to waste people's time. I'm just not. So this spirit connection is what we're talking about. If you're going to date, if you are dating, or even about ready to get married, I feel like somebody's about ready to get married, and you're sort of like, I don't know if I should be doing this. This is where you need to communicate with divine. Should this be the person I am going to marry the rest of my life until my last breath? Am I going to be able to put the work in with that person? Am I going to be, and then you got to sit and be still to pay attention. You got to sit and be still to pay attention. That's the hard part, guys. When you ask divine, is this the person? And then to sit, that is the hardest. I think many of you guys know from a last relationship, well, not last relationship, a guy I'd started seeing, and I just felt, ooh, this is really great. This is great for the first month. And usually you got to date 3 months till you start seeing the true colors. I'll tell you right now, as an experienced person and an older person, 3 months. Date somebody 3 months and then start paying attention after that 3rd month who that person really is. Because that person can only stand up of being nice and polite and perfect for about 3 months, and then their true colors start coming through. And then you really see who the real person is. And then you got to figure out, you got to get yourself in an argument with them to see how they handle arguments. You got to see how they take a drive with them, see how they handle driving. Do they get in road rage? Things like that. That tells you a lot. Driving with somebody or traveling with somebody tells you a lot about that person. All right. But ladies, be careful. Do not get in a car of a stranger. Please do not, because you have no idea. Be in control. Take your car. Seriously, I'm serious. Or if you're going to go in somebody's car, you take the license plate down. You tell somebody where you're going. In this day and age, we cannot be careful. Men too. There's abductions of boys and girls just as much as there is, and adults. So be really mindful. Okay, so let's get back to this. So really be paying attention. Thank you very much. So they're saying also when you're working together with somebody in love and relationships that you really, really need to have a practical plan, a realistic plan, not an illusion. This is also Mars and or Venus and Saturn. Mercury and Saturn. Okay, I'm looking at this and it's in Taurus. But this is Mercury and Saturn retrograde. Okay, you have to have a practical plan. There is an illusion there. So there is some falsehood there to reality and fact. So pay attention to what is going on when you're speaking to somebody. Usually you can catch somebody if they're telling a lie or they're not. And it's like, if 2 and 2, I'm going to tell you right now, in communication, if 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4, then you need to be asking questions to get clarity. Okay? That is getting your dreams on the right path, on the right plan with the person. Okay, this is talking about love and relationships with the person. If you're not getting that clarity, then confusion is not of God, is not of the divine, and that's time to keep moving on. If somebody starts lying to me, I'm done. If they're like, I had that happen, okay? And this is the thing, your dreams need a practical plan with somebody. This is a dream. This is something you want to keep moving forward. If I'll tell you right now, if a relationship starts out with a lie, then it is done. Because then that lie creates confusion. Why did you tell me a lie? Why didn't you tell me this? Why? And lie after lie, it's done. Because that's not of the divine. Okay, so just know that. Whoever's in a beginning of a relationship, a love relationship, or something like that, don't pay attention to that, because that doesn't bring you joy. Even if they're the best looking, gorgeous body ever, handsome, tall, whatever, for women, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the outside looks. You got to listen to what the inside is saying. All right, Leos? But there is a lot of strength going on. There's a lot here. There's a lot of transformation here for somebody. And this is the time to get started, to pay attention to what is happening right now. Now, this is going to be with a person, somebody, this is going to be your job. Pay attention to this, because somebody is here in the mix. This is somebody in a new mix. There's an offer here. Somebody's going to miss out on that opportunity because of fear. And that was in another reading. I can't remember who. So don't let fear guide your life. Please don't. Let love guide your life. And if it's fearful, face it. Because a lot of the times, fear is more of an illusion than we actually even make it up to be. All right. What's champagne say? So, love it. So freaking true. I'm going through. Oh, mirroring connection. Oh, boy. Some people don't like the answers and the clarity. Yeah, they don't. Some people do not like the truth, and you're 100% there. But you know what? If people would accept the truth, then they can grow from that, and that's the thing, is that if you would really accept, we don't like the truth. When I tell a guy or a girl, and I'm talking to them, and I might even ask 2-3 people, I keep hearing this. Is this true? Am I really that stubborn? And if they say yes, 3 times, I'm a Virgo, I'm Irish, I've been stubborn, but I've learned to lessen that stubbornness, because stubbornness is control. You want control of everything. My mother was control of everything, and that's something I learned and was trained, so I had to change that. But the thing is, we don't want to hear the truth, but if we were accepting of that truth, we can grow. So don't be afraid of the truth, and don't get pissed off over somebody telling you the truth. Say, okay, thank them. Say, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't like it, but I appreciate it, because now that gives me the information. What am I going to do with it? I can either sit on it and crap on it and do nothing, or I can actually learn from it and grow. So you're right, 100% champagne. All right. All right, guys, this is your reading, Leos. I hope that this was something that resonated with you. I think it should with everybody. Synchronistic events should resonate with everybody. But for you guys, this is to bring you joy in the future and transformation if you pay attention. This is an awakening time with the planets as well as divine. It's saying, wake up, I'm trying to reset you, because we've got 2021 is going forward. And if you're staying in 2020 and beyond, before, you're going to be, I'm trying not to keep you stuck there, because you're going to be not in a good shape. Because nothing is going to be the same. Even your relationships are not going to be the same. for many people in the pandemic, what I see and what I feel is a lot of these relationships grew stronger, but several of them have broken apart because of the pandemic, because it was so hard on a lot of relationships. So Sheenam, I'm welcome to ask a question. You want to ask a question now? Go ahead. I'm not going to do a full reading. Sorry, I am not. So if you want to ask a full question, otherwise I need to log off because I've got other readings I need to do. All right. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't forget about the dailies. The dailies are 1 minute every day, Monday through Friday. And those are posted really early in the morning. And I hope you watch those and have a good time with those. Those I do pray first and have the divine pick a card. So this is inspirational and uplifting. Any dark energies come in, they are booted out, or I have to stop and pray again and bring in another, because I don't let any dark energies in. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Leos, thank you, Felix, for popping in. Champagne. Sheenam, all you had to do was ask a question, and I could have answered it for you. Definitely. Or actually, I don't answer it. I'm the conduit. So anyway, you guys have a great week and talk to you soon. Love you, Leos. Take care.